Hi, I'm Donna Jakunis, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a cast-on that has loopy fringe right in the stitches, so you don't have to add this or do it later. This is a version of the long tail cast-on, so you want to pull out about 1 inch of yarn for each stitch. That's just a rough guideline, and then you'll make a slip knot to put on your needle. Let's see if I can remember how to make a slip knot. So the slip knot goes on your needle, and that will count as the first stitch. So just like regular long tail cast on, we're going to take the tail of yarn and it's going to go around our thumb, and the yarn that's attached to the ball, or the working yarn, will go on the index finger. I like to hold this first stitch with my right index finger just to keep it in place. So we pull these down so it kind of makes a V between our fingers. We need to have this tension here. Everything needs to be tight or else the stitches won't work right. So this might take you some practice if you've never done it before. Basically, we're going to be going into this loop on our thumb knitwise as if it's a giant knit stitch, and we're going to be knitting up a new stitch into it. So see, we go underneath the front strand of it and come up in the middle. And then we're going to go and grab both strands of the loop that's on our index finger and pull it back out through the loop on the thumb. Then you let go on the loop on your thumb, pull everything tight, tug on the other loop so that it gets snugger around your finger, then take your finger out. Now you see here, if you look closely, that that's actually added 2 strands, but we're going to knit these together later to make 1 stitch. There's 1 new loop. So every stitch you have to set up your hands the same way, the tail on your thumb, the yarn on your index finger that's attached to the ball. And you go in here, into this thumb as if it's a big knitting stitch, grab both strands of yarn around your index finger, pull it through. And don't drop your index finger out right away because you want to tighten it up first. And you want to make sure that that stays a loop right here on your index finger. If you took your index finger out and you pulled on it, that would just come out. So we just leave it there. Now I'm going to do a few so you can just watch me do it at normal speed. Of course, you can always back up and see. And I just kind of tug on it between the stitches. So it's kind of a slow technique because you have to take your fingers out between the stitches and you have to tug to tighten it up. And of course, I always go slower than normal when I'm talking, even when I try not to. But still, it's not a fast technique, especially if you're new at it. But I hope you can see what I'm doing there. See how I'm getting that line of fringes? So I will go around and do however many I need for the pattern I'm working on. And then, whoops, caught something wrong. Okay. I get all the stitches I need, and then I'm done with that. Now before I join to go in the round, if this is a circular project, before I do that, I would switch these to the other side and then knit across, taking the 2 strands from each fringe and knitting them together. So right here you see, here's my first stitch I put on. That was my slip knot, so it only has 1 strand. And then each of these fringes has 2 strands, but they're stuck close together because they're locked in as 1 stitch. So here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches, even though most of the stitches are made up of 2 strands. So I'll just knit across, and then I'm ready to join and work in the round if I'm doing a circular project. That's all there is to it.